I wasn't even prepared for it.
It kind of didn't seem real. It definitely started to seem real on the plane.
I wasn't sure what we were going to come across when we got here.
I could see the future coming into a reality.
You know, this is what I was dreaming about doing, and it was finally coming true.
I am Melvia Juanico Malubay, and I am a licensed massage therapist and the first and only certified pediatric massage therapist now in the Philippines. And I live in Davao City.
Melvia was really instrumental initially with this idea that we would come to the Philippines. She's from Davao City, and so it made a lot of sense to have her really focusing on that area because she knows that area, she knows the community, the population, she understands the culture.
When Tina came with the rest of the group, oh, I was so shouting in the airport. Oh, I'm so glad, and as if it was a miracle.
It was mixed feelings. I was a little bit anxious and excited because I was, eager to help and think we can do so much for these children. At the same time, a little bit nervous and anxiety driven because I traveled alone, which I never did. There's a lot of things I've never done before.
When I was on the airplane and was flipping through and saw a map of the world and where we were on the airplane and being like, I'm over Beijing right now. How did that happen? To all of a sudden have that moment of oh my gosh, I'm so far away from home, and the view and the lens that I've been working through all of a sudden got wider.
Coming over here was pretty exciting. The people are so nice, so humble.
Hello, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Everything's just polite, nice, and they accept you as you're part of our family right now.
I've heard how great the Filipino people are. I've known people who have lived here and have said they're just so lovely and so caring, and it's so true. We've seen it.
I noticed right away that there's a really strong sense of family and community here. There's so much touch and affection in their daily life. People are holding hands and kids are climbing all over the adults and kids are playing with each other.
The hospitality, very warming, always inviting. They will always want to be there for you, want to make sure that you're comfortable once you get to know them.
In Davao City, there was so much care and devotion given everywhere we went to. We went to the Beacon School, and that was just like a big happy family.
I really saw to it that the team will have the experience of how it is to be in my home, which is Beacon Learning Center.
That was where I really got to know Melvia and what her work is, and this is a school that she works with and people that she has been helping for a long time.
We called it Day Zero because we had people that hadn't arrived yet. Tina sort of did a bit of a rundown with the Filipino volunteers. A lot of them didn't have a lot of experience in massage yet, so a lot of them are recently qualified, and they were willing to give up their time and come to join our team.
I think having so many local Filipina women working with us really helped to solidify why we are here, because this is work they do every day. To be able to come here and share that with them was really amazing.
She's still smiling, right?
I saw to it that the training will be held in that school because I know these people, the staff and the owner of the school, will give us the best and the warmest welcome.
In the afternoon we got to work with some of the children. A lot of them are autistic, but they were really receptive straight away. We teamed up with the kids and they just loved it.
quite a few children that when you look in their eyes, they're very vague, like as if the lights are on and no one's home. But once you start massaging them, it's like you can see this light. And they get that connection.
With little kids, you begin to understand even more so the intention of touch. That when you're engaging and interacting with children, there's play, but then there's intentional play. There's intentional nurturing that is happening during that time with a child. That when you start using what I've learned through Little Kids, you start seeing things differently. You start understanding what a hug can be and how a warm hand can feel and how that can bond you and bring you closer.
You have felt the warmth and the welcoming of the owner and the staff. And these ladies also have that chance to learn everything from Tina, just like what I had back in LA.
They were really touched that we would do an educational session for the staff, which we were able to do at the end of the day. And because of that now, I think that they'll be able to use it, but they'll also welcome Melvia and her team back in so they can continue to do that.
But yeah, that was a really cool introduction, just having a small group of us there to do that initially and teach the Filipino girls.
A lot of the therapists that were on this trip had never done an outreach like this before. They haven't ever worked in another country. So it's pretty nice to have a place that was really warm and welcoming to us, that everyone was able to get started right away.
I've always wanted to do pediatric stuff, even when I was younger, and then winded up in rehabilitation and massage therapy. And it just kind of came full circle, and I ran into Tina at a conference, and it all just kind of blossomed from there about 4 years ago.
I knew I was going to Baltimore for 4 days to study with Tina, and then I started getting the Little Kids emails and seeing that there was a call for global ambassadors and seeing that they were going to do an outreach trip to the Philippines. And outreach work and volunteerism has always been a part of who I am. So it felt really natural to get excited about the opportunity to travel overseas.
A lot of people said, oh, you do pediatric massage? And a lot of them say, I didn't even really think about that. You know, I think about massaging adults, but I never really thought to massage my children. But it makes so much sense to them when they actually hear why we should be doing it.
Going and doing the courses with Tina gave me the evidence base and your certificate which says, yeah, you can do this, instead of going, I think it works, I'm not sure why it works, but Tina had all that background and all the evidence as to why it did work. And for that, I've been able to go ahead with, you know, this is the evidence, this is why it works, instead of this is what Cheryl thinks.
I feel like I've been working with adults to geriatrics, and there was a piece that was missing, which was the children. If we can get them balanced, growing, developing properly, they're our world. They're going to be taking care of us in the future.
The second day we were going to visit the House of Hope, which is an outpatient oncology clinic. So I was really excited to be there and see what that was like.
I just remember going in there and I don't know, my father died of cancer and it just kind of like it felt more like home.
You could tell that some of them were sick, and you could tell that some of them had tumors. You could visibly see them in a way that we don't always see in the US. But for the most part, they were just playing and happy and having fun.
I just couldn't get over how happy the children were, the parents were. I just found that it was very communal. Like the community, all the families that were there, they were like old friends.
Typically when children have cancer and they're isolated from other kids because people are afraid of the different compromised situation that they may have, and so it's really a different kind of a place.
I don't know if their clinic works the same as ours, where you kind of come on the same day every week and you get to know each other, but it really felt like they knew each other.
In Australia, when you have oncology, usually it's one person to a room, which straight away isolates. Whereas I found that being community, you know, the parents were talking, the children were talking.
You know, we just played with them. We did a little bit of nurturing touch, just really gentle, and pretty much just gave them stickers and played with them.
So something that we really did as an approach with House of Hope is look at the idea that all of these kids are fighting cancer, and even the most gentle of touch could be really beneficial for them. And so it's one of the things that we applied, and we found that they were really receptive to that, and it really did seem to bring a smile to a whole bunch of their faces.
We ended up giving our dolls to them because one of the little girls was just so attached to it that we couldn't leave and not give them something.
I can't remember her name, but she took my doll the second day. I was like, there's my doll, but it was perfect because I wanted her to feel that. She had just got done with like a chemo session and was very fatigued and tired, but she was still there and wanting to play.
I think the touch, just even the happiness and them just having such a good time at the time. It was just lovely to see all the smiles and the laughing, and you know, it was just really happy. And seeing the parents watching their children, you know, just giggling and just generally, you know, enjoying something in between treatments.
Yes, we're here to work with the children, and it's all about, I mean, we're here, the Liddle Kidz Foundation, you know, does work with children. But the larger picture is working and training the caregivers and the adults so that they can carry on the work. And what I have seen in this particular culture is the idea of nurturing touch is so well received. There were parents who have children with special needs, and for them, the work that we taught them and the basic strokes and techniques, they really, really get the concept of nurturing touch and how important it is for their children.
So it was really, really cool to be able to, whether it was in a group setting, you know, we had multiple families and multiple ambassadors working with the families, doing the massage first and then taking the families aside and showing them, oh, now that your child is relaxed, let me show you how you can stretch them and get the best results. And the parents saw the difference.
We always include physical therapists, occupational therapists. If we have people that are specialized in other kinds of therapy that would help infants and children, maybe it's yoga therapy or some kind of movement therapy. We try to bring that in because it's more that we can offer that completely integrates within our work. Physical therapists integrate touch in their practice, but to be able to actually focus on not only just what they already do, the assessments and those types of things, but to add the pediatric massage to their background is a huge component that brings a lot more for the populations we work with.
Davao Hospital is an orthopedic hospital for kids, no, for children. And when we went there, it's already open to the public for over a year.
It was so state-of-the-art. The whole hospital was just brilliant. It was like mind-blowing that out of just here in the Philippines, there's a hospital that operates like that. And the care was just incredible.
Having that type of structure, environment is so inviting for them to feel welcome, and also knowing that they will be serviced makes it very effective.
It felt not just like a clinical type of setting, but there was a lot of love expressed in the care that they provided to the families and the children, which I thought was just, it's awesome.
That institution was related directly to children that needed surgery. They had orthopedic issues, different things like that, and to hear the stories and the PT, the physical therapy they did, the rehab they did.
Lucky for us, when we were there, it was the free clinic. So everybody's welcome to be there, whether they are in or outpatient or just for consultation. We were able to extend and provide touch therapy not just to the kids as well, but as well as to the nurses, to the staff, and to the parents.
And we were able to at first work with families and children in a big group setting and try to teach them some things and also help the kids, which was amazing.
And it helps their immune system. Play basketball most days.
There are a lot of people who are eager to find solutions to their health, and having the opportunity to be part of it These people were very open.
We were also able to go into the actual rooms that the patients were in, and we walked around and were able to help some of the kids that had just had surgery to brighten their day, help treat a little bit, give them stickers, make them feel a little bit better, and just spend time with them, make them feel like somebody was there for them.
We weren't sure initially exactly how much access we would have until we arrived. And that sounds odd that we would go into an environment not knowing exactly, but one of the things that I've found in doing this kind of work is you receive permission and you go in with the idea that we're welcomed and that we can do our education or provide certain kinds of care, and you have to meet them, and they have to trust you.
They got the work. They were right there front and center, wanting to receive the work, feel it, see what we were doing. My teammates were working with infants that maybe were, 1 month, maybe 3 months old. The parents brought them in. They wanted to learn. Parents who brought their children in, who were there for outpatient services, wanted to come in and receive the work and feel it so that they could go home and do it on their kids.
For them to be able to see us work with these kids and accept these kids for who they are and try and help these kids reach their full potential, I think it's planting a seed like these kids really matter.
It was just a beautiful institution. It was a cool place.
What is your nationality? I Australian, I'm a kangaroo. Yes, kangaroo!